Today I want to talk about communication and communication as a director, especially on and off set, because I think that's where we look at projects and their terms of success really comes down to communicating, especially as a director, what you envision in the project, what you see from both all the way to the cast and their performance to on set and what's being captured in camera. And it's not easy. It takes a lot of preparation, and that's again going back to many of those Transparency Tuesdays where we talk about preparation and organization. But as to communicate to your cast and crew, I think it takes a lot of a lot of people want to be the director, and they see it as this glorious role, which I think it is. It's fun. You're controlling and moving a lot of pieces, but it comes down to communication and knowing every part. The more I think you kind of learn to be a jack of all trade and learn every department and kind of what they need, it helps you understand better of how to communicate to them your vision. And sometimes maybe that's not through words. Like I know when I'm on set, I've done, and I went to school and minored in acting and theater, I should say theater, was more not for myself to act, but for myself to better understand how to communicate to actors, what they need, because each actor may be different. They may want to just know their objective, what's kind of their motive of this scene. Some might want to go, hey, what lens are you on? What are my, how much of me is being seen in frame? You kind of have to know that, whether they're a method actor and you want to call them by their actual character name on set so they don't break. There's just so many things. And I think that starts from the beginning in your preparation to just kind of say, hey, what's your method? Do you like rehearsals? Do you not like rehearsals? I think that's a huge challenge sometimes when you get, myself personally, I want to rehearse just so the cast and my, especially my director of photography kind of knows blocking and everything. So I will do a minimum amount just to kind of say, here's where I want you, make sure we're delivering this line at this time, but I don't let them run it full go. I don't want them to kind of get too much out of it. I want to kind of work through that when we start to actually do takes, but some like to rehearse. So you just have to kind of talk to your cast and say, what is it that you like? What makes you feel most comfortable? And then crew, I think with myself and, I think, I keep saying I think, but a big part of communication, at least for me, is that visuals, and starting with your director of photography and any of the, the camera crew and lighting and art department too. But I'll start with references. I'll put together a lookbook and, kind of go down and say, hey, this is some styles that I've really enjoyed or liked over time. I kind of would want to go for this mood or this tone, which then can also say, are we looking at the similar lighting or is it just framing? So, lookbooks I think are great with references and pulling from that, stealing from past artists. That's a great way to communicate, because sometimes you might just go, well, I want this happening at this time and I want this kind of movement. It's whatever, you've got to learn. Each person communicates differently. So the more I think that you have in terms of your preparation, the better you'll be able to communicate. And this is all during preparation again. I'm not talking about while on set. I'm talking about just kind of leading up to it so it can start conversation. You can get questions going back and forth. Hopefully they start having ideas. If there's any uncertainty, they can say, or is this what you're meaning? And you can say yes or no. But definitely being clear, making sure that you've thought about it, prepped for it, and going through, each department, especially like I said, for camera, I'll use references, lookbooks. When I'm on different sets, if maybe I'm kind of controlling the lighting and myself as kind of like a DP gaffer on commercial shoots, I will actually do overhead prints, and then kind of the diagram of the space, and I'll actually mark out where the camera is, different camera setups, where the cast will be, where the lighting is. So then when I show that to my crew, I can give them, like a sheet and say, hey, I want these lights over here. Here's what this looks like. I want, a 650 on this, 1K over here with this gel, maybe, half diffusion, whatever it is. And I can give that and they go. And that helps me kind of get the communication going. And it's, again, it all comes down to that preparation, thinking about beforehand. I might get on set, and look at what I've had on my diagram and then start talking with my crew and they go, oh, you know what, actually we need to flip that, or that 1K needs to be over here and the 650 needs to be over here, and let's switch those gels. It happens, you know, but the more you can communicate ahead of time when you get on set, it makes it easier. But I think as a director, when getting on set, and, you know, especially with my cast, it's saying less, not giving them too much. I do the same thing when I go into auditions. When I'm auditioning someone, I'm not trying to push their limits unless they come in and they really show me, hey, you're, you know, extremely talented. If they come in and they deliver a line, and I like to see what their kind of performance is right off the bat without me interfering. I just want to say, well, how'd you take this character? How'd you take this line? Let's see that. And right after that, I'll go, okay, good. You know, let's try this. And I will usually give them one line of direction. Nothing, you know, I think too difficult, but just enough to see, can they take direction? Are they listening? Are they able to make those adjustments? That's, I think, a large one, especially between the director and your talent and cast. If they can, okay, let's start evolving this a little bit. But each time, I think it becomes very simple. Or, you know, I think as a director goes in to watch a performance, you start going, well, yeah, your character's doing this, and think about this, and think about this, and the next thing you know, you've given your actor and your talent so many things to think about. That how do you expect them to be natural and to kind of be in the scene? So less is more. Let them work with it. You know, really just try to build each time. And again, it may take multiple takes, or this is where rehearsals, preparation beforehand, running through the scenes just to get through the character. If you're doing a really elaborate scene, let them kind of feel it out. Let them make those choices. Let them do the preparation too, and you can kind of guide them there. That's more, I think, a director is really a guide. That if you get to the, you know, you've heard, or hopefully I've heard this especially about, you know, a lot of great directors, when you really get on set and you've got the talent that can perform and you have the complete confidence in them, then it really comes down to just blocking and timing. You know, saying, okay, let's make sure you get to this point and you deliver this line. Let's do that scene a little bit faster. Let's do it a little bit slower. Hold on this line. That's really what it comes to, because they should be able to kind of adjust. Or you might be able to come and say, you know what, I think you're getting too emotional in this scene, or, you know, remember, this is the peak of your performances about this time in the movie or in the story, so don't let it peak too early. It just comes down to a lot in terms of communications, that you want to think about what you're doing in preparation, how you're communicating to each individual. But as a director, again, we like to say you're the captain of the ship, so you need to know everything, and everything is going through you. So the more preparation, again, coming back to that best part of preparation, organization, the more you do ahead of time, when you get on set, you're going to feel more comfortable, you're going to feel more prepared. So, but keep it simple. I think that's the best part with communication, is keep it simple. Unlike me in these videos when I just start rambling and going really long, keep it simple, keep it direct. Think about taking small bits of information, giving it to your cast, your crew, letting them process that, and then returning and saying, let's do this again. So today, that's kind of what I want to give to you guys, is thinking about communication when you're on a set. Extremely important, and hopefully this you'll be able to take this and kind of run and make sure, again, start small, simple and direct.